Good morning. This is Rashad Mitchell coming to you live from my YouTube channel as I continue on my part series, The Week That Was, College Football History in Review, the 1962 college football season. Today, I'm recapping the games that were played during week number 4, October 13th, 1962. We're going to start with Army versus Penn State, where Army upset number 3 Penn State, the number 3 team in the country. So off the upset, Army beat number 3 Penn State 9-6. Halfback kicker Ron Copes gave Penn State a 6-3 lead with late third quarter field goal, but Army escaped in fourth quarter as Lions subsequently bobbled the end zone catch and later had in Bill Bowles touchdown catch nullified by the penalty. Cadets defensive tackle Tim Kearns fell on halfback Junior Powell's fourth quarter fumble at Lions 18-yard line. And on fourth down, Army quarterback Cammy Lewis hit newly discovered halfback Dick Peterson over the middle for a 15-yard touchdown. And Army sealed win with 2 late fourth down stops. So that's the way to start, the week that was week 4, October 13, 1962, where number 3 Penn State was upset by Army. Next, Syracuse beat Boston College 12-0. Sophomore quarterback Wally Mall had his varsity debut for Syracuse and made most of it by scoring both touchdowns to beat undefeated Boston College. Outstanding work by Orangeman defense held Boston College to meager 102 yards of offense. Only occasional pass successes by Eagles quarterback Jack Cannon created any threats. 2 completions in first quarter were just about all of Boston College's first half offense. Concannon's pass from Orange 18-yard line was dropped in end zone to spoil third quarter rally. Maul scored on 10-yard run at end of 74-yard march in the first quarter, and he capped an 86-yard drive with a 20-yard sprint with 7 seconds to go. 7 seconds to go. 12-0 was the final score between Syracuse and Boston College shutout. Now, next we got the West Virginia Mountaineers. They beat Pittsburgh 15-6. Pittsburgh Panthers took 8-7 lead on halfback Paul Martha's dazzling 34-yard touchdown run and 2-point catch by Gene Sobolewski in last minute of third quarter. Seemingly, West Virginia was cornered at own 9-yard line with 9:20 to play, but Mountaineers halfback Tom Woodchick swiped 49 yards up left sideline until being shoved out of bounds by last tackler defensive back Martha at the Pitt 42-yard line. So quarterback Jerry Yost then hit Gene Heater with 2 passes, and halfback Tom Yeater crashed over for 5-yard running touchdown for West Virginia. Yost and Heater collaborated on a 2-point pass into the right end zone corner. Now it was a little constellation, but Pitt's touchdown broke 3-game shutout streak for the undefeated Mountaineers. Maryland beat North Carolina by a score of 31-13. Big blonde quarterback Dick Shiner played a great game, 175 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 14 out of 18. Scored Maryland's first touchdown in the first quarter, threw for 2 others, and banged 9 yards to North Carolina 2-yard line to set up Terps touchdown plunge by tailback Lynn Shia Vern in fourth quarter. So Maryland, early season darlings of the ACC, jumped to the 14-0 lead as Shiner found wingback Tom Brown for a 21-yard touchdown to wrap up the first quarter scoring. So fired up, Carolina inspired its homecoming fans to their feet with 2 scores in the second quarter. Quarterback Junior Edge hit halfback Ward more slender with 9-yard touchdown pass, and big fullback Ken Willard tipped over top of Terps line for a touchdown before halftime that ended with Maryland up 17-13. After scoreless third quarter standoff, Chiaverini scored his touchdown, and Shiner added 8 yards scoring pass to halfback Ernie Arizi, defensive guard Olaf I'm saying name right, Droz Dove, was in on action on 5 or 6 times that Terps sacked Tar Heels quarterbacks. Next, we got Georgia Tech. They shut out Tennessee by score 17-0. Largest crowd, largest sports crowd in Atlanta history to date enjoyed hard-earned Georgia Tech shutout over Tennessee. For the fourth game in a row, quarterback Billy Loftridge had hand in every Georgia Tech score. Yellow Jackets scored in 6 plays after first taking possession in the opening quarter. Tech halfback Tom winning Durs 14-yard punt return gave it ball at the own 39-yard line, and Loftridge made 41-yard dash to the 9-yard line to set up his 3-yard touchdown keeper. The Volunteers failed to get first down until second quarter, reached midway, but made it to the Tech 20-yard line where fullback linebacker Mike McNames threw Tennessee's tailback Marlon Faircloth for a 6-yard loss. Beg your pardon, 6-yard loss. 6 yards lost on fourth quarter. Loftridge immediately hit high school chum. This is high school chum. And Billy Trump Martin for a 23-yard catch, and King. It's high snapper. Oh, I'm gonna skip it. And Billy Martin for 23-yard catch from Loftridge, and came back to Martin for 9-yard touchdown pass with 43 seconds left in the first half. So kicker Loftridge booted a 26-yard field goal shortly after the second half kickoff. On the first step of the fourth quarter, Tennessee tailback Wayne Bush hit in Buddy Fisher with touchdown pass on fourth down, but Fisher came down outside end zone boundary. Subsequent Volunteers threats were dashed by Tech defensive end John Wright's sack of Faircloth. Fullback defensive back Jeff Davis interception long on fourth down overthrow by Bush. Defensive end Steve Copeland's hard tackle that forced fumble. Tennessee lost its opening trio of games for the first time ever, but not before repeatedly but hopelessly assaulting Georgia Tech goal line during the last 21 minutes of the game. Next we got number 6 Louisiana State. They beat Miami by score 17-3. Now, stellar Hurricanes quarterback George Myra passed 14 of 33 for 168 yards, and LSU was at loss to stop him except near its own goal line. But after teams exchanged field goals, the Tigers went 80 yards on 10 plays with halfback Jerry Stovall bursting 26 yards off tackle in the second quarter. Sophomore halfback Danny LeBlanc put the game away in the fourth quarter as he bowled to a 10-yard touchdown run, carrying 3 Hurricanes, weighing a total of 610 pounds on his back. Next, Michigan State shut out Michigan by a score of 28-0. As Spartans ground down bitter rival with simple but relentless running attack for 391 yards. Little Michigan State halfback Sherman Lewis caught holder Keith Smith's fake field goal pass for touchdown. He caught holder Keith Smith's fake field goal pass for touchdown in the first quarter. Michigan quarterback Bob Timberlake lost fumble our ensuing kickoff, and Lonnie Sanders quickly made it 13-0 with 18-yard touchdown catch. Fullback defensive back George Sames made interception of Wolverines quarterback Dave Blinker to set up Lewis for third quarter touchdown. Michigan was held to 112 yards and losing for the 10th time in 13 years to its perceived inferior rival Michigan State. Next, Miami of Ohio beat number 9 Purdue by a score of 10-7. The Boilermakers enjoyed 366 yards to 240 yards of offensive advantage, but huge upset was hung on 5 turnovers. So end kicker Bob Jenks put unbeaten Miami on scoreboard in first quarter with 31-yard field goal at end of the 65-yard drive. Purdue struck back on tricky 29-yard pass with quarterback Ryan Gabriel in Forrest Farmer. Key play came when Jenks took quarterback Ernie Kellerman's sewing pass in full stride for an 88-yard touchdown in the second quarter. Now, the victory brought the Redskins record versus Big Ten to a respectable 3-4 since the MAC inception in 1946. Despite its achievement, Miami would make a downturn in the next 2 weeks, losing to arch rival Ohio 12-6 and being tied by Bowling Green 34-24. Wisconsin beat Notre Dame by a score of 17-8. Senior quarterback Ron Vanderkelen, who had played but 90 seconds in his 2 previous varsity seasons, continued to show inspired generalship for unbeaten Wisconsin. The Badgers dominated throughout, but were held back from larger victory margin by 8 turnovers. Vanderkelen provided 10-0 lead in the first quarter by firing a 25-yard touchdown pass to tall end Pat Richter, who caught scoring pass in his 7th straight contest going back to 1961 season. Wisconsin defense ranked second in the nation in yards allowed, made 4 interceptions and a fumble recovery in the second half. Fumble recovery at Notre Dame 5-yard line in third quarter positioned Vanderkelen's 1-yard touchdown run through left guard on third down, trailing 17-0. Fighting Irish finally cruised 68 yards in closing minutes to avoid shutout. Quarterback Dennis Zott, I'm saying the name right, but passed Notre Dame into position for fullback Don Hogan's short touchdown run and followed with 2-point pass to sophomore halfback Jack Snow. Oklahoma State beat Colorado by a score of 36-16. Number 2 Texas beat their arch rival Oklahoma Sooners 9-6. Bad feelings bobbled to service as Texas beat Oklahoma for the 5th straight year. Sooners had early upper hand, but 2 key fumbles provided Longhorns with all their points in the second quarter. Barefooted kicker Tony Crosby's 26-yard field goal, center linebacker Perry McWilliams' end zone recovery of crazily bouncing, ill-advised Sooners pitch out. Slender quarterback Ronald Fletcher used well-practiced trick passes to rally Sooners in the second quarter. Fletcher lofted successful passes for 39-yard gain and 34-yard touchdown each to halfback Lance Ritzel. Texas turned second half over to rugged defense and sophomore halfback punter Ernie Coy's roaring punts before contests ended in free-swinging fisticuffs in the closing moments. Oklahoma player piled on Texas quarterback Johnny Genome as he killed the game and clock, and both benches emptied in a minute of fury. New Mexico beat Utah State by a score of 14-13. Big, rugged Utah State nursed a 13-0 lead built on second quarter touchdown runs by halfbacks Darryl Steele and Roger Leonard. Usually reliable kicker Jim Turner missed conversion kick deep into the fourth quarter. In closing minutes, New Mexico pulled it out with 96-yard drive, closed with halfback Bobby Santiago's 22-yard pass at the pitch out to end Larry Jasper, who sprinted to touchdown. Lobos kicker Ed Meadows drilled the winning point. And finally, number 7, Washington beat Oregon State 14-13, unimportant, as Typhoon racked city of Portland cleaned up Friday night's mess. Quarterback Terry Baker and end Vern Burke staged Oregon State aerial show in clear post-storm air. Vern Burke caught 7 passes for 103 yards, with 2 touchdowns in the second quarter that provided a 13-7 lead. But Washington defensive end Lee Bernhardi recovered Beaver's fumble to set up a methodical 60-yard drive to the Huskies' touchdown. Washington's halfback Charlie Mitchell stretched across the goal line from 2-yard line. Center kicker Jim Norton booted winning conversion in last 3 minutes of the game. So that concludes a week that was week 4 of October 13th, 1962. Week 4 recap of the games that were played on October 13th, 1962. Now let's look at the AP poll at the time as of October 15th. Number 1 was Texas. Number 2 was Alabama. Number 3 Southern California. Number 4 Louisiana State. Number 5 was Mississippi. Number 6 was Ohio State. Number 7 was Arkansas. Number 8 was Northwestern. And number 9, Washington. Number 10, Wisconsin. So that concludes a look at the week that was, week 4, the games that were played on October 13th, 1962. Please like to subscribe to the channel and comment on the channel. Like, subscribe, and comment on the channel. This is Rashad Mitchell. Come to you live from my YouTube channel. Until then, talk to you tomorrow.